Hello everybody, Wes Summers here from Solutions to Technology, and I am here, yes, in my laundry room to show you how to kill COVID with your washer and dryer. Now, let's get started. Okay everyone, let's start with a washing machine. How are we going to kill COVID with a washing machine? If you'll notice here, in this example here, we're starting with an LG washing machine. This looks like it's brand new, but this washing machine is actually 14 years old. How's it going to do it? We're looking here at the sanitary cycle. On this washing machine, a sanitary cycle. And the other item we're looking at over here is extra hot. Not just hot, cold, extra hot. What's this mean when we have a sanitary and extra hot? That means this washing machine is equipped with an internal hot water heater. It's going to take the water from your hot water heater, fill up with its own water supply, and then reheat it to a much higher temperature. That temperature that it's going to produce is 158 degrees. What's it take to kill COVID? 158 degrees for 5 minutes. So, how do we get there? We're just going to start a load here with sanitary. It's going to set to extra hot, and we're going to get that started. Does it take any special laundry soap? No, it doesn't. Just your regular laundry soap. There is a caveat here, though. Something you want to be very aware of. Now, if you have colored clothes, so you're worried about darks and other items like these, then you may want to try to sanitize them first in the dryer and then wash them normally. Because with these colors over time, they will fade at that high temperature. The other caveat is here with shoes. When you're sanitizing shoes, you need to be very aware of the fact that between the sole and the top of the shoe, it's held together by glue. Now, what's that mean? At 158 degrees repeatedly, that glue is going to come apart. And eventually, depending on the quality of your shoe, these two pieces will come apart and you'll have a useless shoe. So, if you'd like to just wash them in the normal temperature after sanitizing them in the dryer, that may be your best bet if you don't want to risk them coming apart. But at this point, we're going to talk about doing the sanitation through the actual washing machine itself using sanitary cycle. To do that, all we're simply doing is we've got our soap loaded in here. We've got the soap fully already loaded. At that point, all I'm going to do is going to take the clothes, throw them in, close the door. Then we're going to push the start button, set it to sanitary. You're going to see here it says extra hot is the setting it's already selected. All you'll have to do, push start. Now keep in mind, if these clothes were infected or you're concerned that they might be infected, I highly encourage first off, sanitizing your hands, 20 seconds, and then taking some form of sanitizer and cleaning the handle. Just spray and wipe. And that is going to take care of your COVID in the washing machine. Because of the extra hot water from that internal hot water heater, it's going to be able to give it at least 5 minutes at that sustained temperature of 158 degrees. You'll see here, over on the timer, it's saying that it's going to take 141 minutes. That's okay, because during that, there's going to be periods where it's going to reach its 5 minutes of sustained time. It can't be just a quick 5 minutes and it's working its way up the temperature. It's got to be a full 5 minutes at that temperature to actually kill the COVID virus. And that is how you kill COVID in a washing machine. Now, let's get started with that dryer. On this one, let me show you real quick. Works the same concept with gym clothes as it does with your scrubs. Say you come home from the gym, you're concerned about laying on all of that equipment, rolling back and forth on the benches, everything like that. You're afraid that you might have COVID in here. Again, remember the rules. Open the door, throw it in, close the door, sanitize those hands for 20 seconds. In this case, we're not going to do full 20 seconds for purposes of the video, but do 20 seconds so you have plenty of time. Sanitize the handle. There we go. Now let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to turn it over to heavy duty. We're going to push it up because it's trying to stay normal. Very dry, making sure it's on high temperature. And start. We're going to let it run for 7 minutes. This is assuming these gym clothes are already dry, they're not soaking wet. If you drop these in there and they're all sweaty and wet, leave them in for 30 minutes. In this particular case, we know they were dry when we put them in. And for purposes of the video, we're going to assume the 7 minutes has already elapsed. Remember, 2 minutes warm up, 5 minutes of 158 degrees using the very dry temperature. After that's done, what do? We just stop it. There you go. Wash them just like you normally would. There's no COVID on them. And that's how you sanitize your gym clothes in the dryer. For this sanitation exercise, we're going to use the dryer to sanitize your shoes. So, again, let's open the dryer. Now, this is a piece of equipment that you may have stuck in a closet after you got your dryer, you didn't know what to do with, or just got rid of it. But this is about to become your best friend. This is a drying rack. This comes with most of the major front-loading dryers. Sets right in there. You have a nice flat surface. Now we're also going to introduce a piece of equipment so you can monitor and know when you're getting done correctly. This is just a simple thermometer like you buy in the store. This particular case, see, it's just something I went to the local store, bought it in the grocery department. It's actually for measuring the temperature in the oven for meat. But it's all metal. You don't want any with any plastic on there because it's going to get pretty hot in there. Now, what we're going to do, we've set that in there. We've got that right here at the front so you can easily see the temperature. I'm going to take one shoe here, one shoe here. Again, remember, if you're concerned you've got some COVID on those shoes, then it's on your hands because you've touched it. 20 seconds here, 20 seconds of sanitizer. I did that a little bit in reverse order there. Let me put a little more sanitizer on my hands here. There we go. And again, 20 seconds. And for purposes of the video, I'm not actually going to do a full 20 seconds, but 20 seconds, wipe your hands with the sanitizer. Now again, go ahead, sanitize that handle. There we go. Make sure you get inside there because your finger's wrapped around the edge. Here we go again. We're going to turn the dial around here. Heavy duty. There we go. See, it set it back to normal. We don't want normal. We want very dry. Okay, it's rolled it up to the high temperature. Now we're ready to start. Again, 7 minutes. We want to make sure that it stayed above 158 for the entire time. Keep in mind, consider these are dry shoes. If they're wet, adjust the time. Technically, probably you would need at least probably an hour if they're fully wet, or maybe 30 minutes if they're just a little bit moist on the top. In this particular case, we're going to do 7 minutes. What are we watching here? Watch that thermometer. That's how you know it's working. See, it's jumping up there. There we go. It's almost up to 160. Yes. Now, of course, keep in mind, This dryer, because it gets very hot, it's going to be able to go up to almost 200. It's not going to stay there. If it did, it'd damage your clothes inside the dryer. It's going to float back down. Elements are just getting nice and warm. There you go. See, it's hanging out there about 192. That's all good. Doesn't mean we want to shorten the time here. This is just average numbers, but we do know we have to stay above 158 or 158 for at least 5 minutes. Then the warm-up cycle, the heating cycle is 2 minutes. So a good rule of thumb here is 7 minutes. That gives you the heat up time, and you've got your 5 minutes of sustained 158 degree temperature to kill the COVID. What do we have here? We got it. Okay, see, it's tapering right down there. It's going to hang out right at 160. That's okay, because we only need 158. And it's going to hang out there for a little while. And we're going to come back here. When it's done with its 5 minutes, I'll show you what we're going to do next. Because at the end of this, just so you know, all you've got to do is, it's going to tell you that it's going to still got 108 minutes here in this particular case, but when it counts down, you got your 5 minutes plus the 2 for the warm-up, so you've got your total of 7 minutes. Just go ahead and stop it. Open the door. Take it out. You're done. If you need to wash your shoes, go ahead and wash them like you would normally. COVID's gone. You're ready to sanitize your next item. So with that said, that's how simple it is to sanitize your shoes inside of the dryer. Now, we're going to move on to the next item here. Now everybody, for the last demonstration, the one everybody's interested in, how do I sanitize my mask? How do I kill that COVID? Okay, let me just show you how easy it is. So in this case, we're going to go ahead, open the dryer. Again, that trusty rack. This is your drying rack. Insert that here in the dryer. We're going to take our oven thermometer. We're going to lay that right here in the front so you can monitor it and you know for sure when you're done. Now in this particular case, we've got a variety of masks here. Here, it's a nice quality mask you buy in the store. Let me show you here what you can do. You do multiple of these. What are we going to do here? Okay, we've laid out 4 masks here. Oh, let's throw a cloth mask in while we're at it. And just on top of all of that, let's throw a K95 mask in. That's the Chinese version of the N95 mask. There you have it. Now, I put all these in here, assuming they've had something on them or they're infected. Follow the rule. Sanitize your hands. While that hand's still on there, let me just go ahead and close this over here. Put a little more sanitizer on my hands. Should have done the reverse order. That's okay. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Purpose of the video, I'm not actually going to do a full 20 seconds, but you need to do 20 seconds to get rid of the COVID on your hands with sanitizer. Now, as we've done with all of our demonstrations before, remember, if these were infected masks, and you've put them in there, you've touched all of that, you've sanitized your hands, you touched the door. Let's go ahead and spray it, sanitize it. What do we do next? We go ahead and get it started sanitizing. Let's go ahead and kill that COVID. I'm going to turn it around here to heavy duty. Now, look, we've got normal dry temp. There we go. We've got high temperature, very dry level. That's all we've got to do is push the start. Keep your eye on that gauge. The rule here again is typically takes 2 minutes to heat up. Got to hit that at least that 158 temperature, and then it's got to stay at or above that temperature for 5 full minutes. No shortcuts, 5 full minutes. If you can see in there, see, by laying on the rack here, the masks are not floating all around, they're not flapping, they're actually unfolded here, and you'll see all the flaps are fully extended out, just like they will look on your face when they're on your face and you've got them all punched out and puffed up. They're laying just like on that. They're not flopping all around inside the dryer. Look at that. We just hit 180 degrees. There you go. Again, it's going to float up pretty high, get close to that 200, and then it's going to float back down, hang out around 160. So once it's hit that 160, if yours takes less than 2 minutes, put a little timer on. It's real easy. Whether you've got an iPad, an iPhone, an Android, just use the stopwatch feature. Nothing fancy, don't go out and buy anything special. Just use that stopwatch feature. Once it hits that 160 or 158 on there, go ahead and start it. Give yourself the 5 minutes. As long as it never falls below that 158, 160 during the drying cycle, you're good to go. So I'm going to let this run out. You want it to run for a full 5 minutes. When it's done, you've got your whole 5 minutes gone. After it hit the 160, all you got to do is stop it, open it, and they're all done. There is no more COVID. Did on everything in there. Now let me show you the value of sanitizing in a dryer. This is something that's different than when you're sanitizing the mask in the washer machine or using other methods. When you're doing it in the dryer, no damage to the elasticity. Using this particular method, just as elastic as it was before. See, look at that. I feel no give on this as far as, you've seen the mask where you felt the mask where you put the band on, it stretches out and never pulls back. This feels just like new. Yep, elastic feels just like new. Now look what we've got here. We've got all these masks that are ready and sanitized for you. 6 different masks. How did we do it? 7 minutes. 7 minutes, and we clean all these masks. So if you've got a big family, got a few people you want to sanitize for, here you go. Got it for you. And that's how you kill COVID in the dryer and the washer. Thanks again for coming by. Talk to you on the next video.